this is the second time I have talked to you today, but there was no sound to the first time, so I'm going to try and do this again. This time at 9:15 at night. So I'm sorry that it's late, but give me an A for effort, would you? Because I did record it earlier. I even posted it to YouTube, and I went back to check the video, and there's no sound. There's just this. And that's not going to do you any good. So, here me is. We've got a lot to do. I have a lot to share today. I've got stitchy progress. I have done some fabric dyeing. I have got tons of organization stuff done. So, we're going to jump in. Right quick, tag number 10 is the release of the day. Deck the Halls is the name of tag number 10. So, it's got this cute little front and back to it. So, with Deck the Halls, I always get in the holiday spirit when I put my holiday decorations out. And I have way more than is necessary, but I don't want to use the same ones every year. So, I kind of rotate my tubs so it feels like I've always got new decorations. But you can deck the halls with your family for cheap. We honestly have took pretty much the whole month of December and just done a little bit of decorating. And so it's just been fun. It's been like a process. Yes, so that's tag number 10. By the way, if you're new here, welcome. This is a channel primarily about cross stitch, but I do all kinds of other things, sewing, art, journaling, whatever, but mainly cross stitch. So I'm so glad that you're here. And if you've been here a while, welcome back. You're part of the family now. We are in the 22nd day of December, and it feels like just yesterday that started doing Flossmas, and then here we are. It's already the 22nd of December. I'm officially ready to bust Christmas wide open. So it's been a really good holiday season for me. Really enjoyed it. Spent a lot of time with my family, my immediate family, mainly. And we watched all the Christmas movies and baked desserts and had games and all kinds of stuff. So, stitchy time. Alright, first of all, last time I showed you that I had got my winter. I'm putting away autumn and I've got out my winter one. So, I got it in the mail and I've already showed you my floss, but I went ahead and dyed my fabric. And here is my fabric that I dyed. I'm going to do it on 14 count Ada. I'm going to come in a little closer because when I recorded this last time that you didn't get to see, I figured out that it's truer to the color whenever there's less light on it. So, let's see if we can get it to show well. That's about right. So, it looks like there's white on here. There is not. It's a light, see, it's a light blue color. So, there's dark areas and light areas and everything. So I was concerned that maybe some of the colors wouldn't show up, but it looks like even all of these bluish colors, I mean, look, they're going to show up pretty good even with those blues in there. So, yeah, I mean, even that's going to show up good. So, I'm tickled with it. So, I was supposed to start yesterday, but I waited till last night to do my fabric, and it had to dry all night. After I got done through dyeing it and cooking it and all that good stuff. So I'm going to sit down here in a few minutes and work on that one so that it's the day after winter start. Yes, and see how far I can get on that one. I would like to get this one finished. I didn't make it as far as I wanted to on the autumn one. Let me show you that one next. Because it is going away until next fall season. So here is autumn. That's what it would look like. And this was a new start this year. And this is how far I got on it. And it was already October before I started it. So, not too bad. I did get to work on it some since the last time I showed it, like from here up on the T. I filled all this in and I did all of this. So, I got some good stuff done. But I wish I would have got it finished. I'm going to work really hard on the winter. It's hard for me to sit still when it's halfway pretty outside, but my body cannot handle the cold. And it went from summer, like we had 70-something degree days and was in shorts like 2 weeks ago. And like tonight, I think the low's 27. So it's went from one extreme to the other. I've also got some stitching time on Have a Cup of Cheer Sal. So I finished up the Y and did some on the J. This is another piece that I think after Christmas, the week after Christmas, I'm really going to put some good time in. But this is a good overall winter piece too. So I think for me, hot chocolate's all winter thing, not just, Christmas time. What about you? All right, so there's that. I have discovered, let me show you, my favorite Q-snap size. I will get it out in a minute. This is the 11 by 11 size, and for me, it's way too big. Way too big. I like the 8 by 8 size, I think, or 6 by 6. 8 by 8. This is an 8 by 8. This is perfect. And in my project bags that I make, it will go down in there, and it seals up beautifully. So, yeah, this was one that I made for me. The other one has already gone to the person who won the last one. I just made me one just like it. But see, I used a different charm on mine. So, anyway, speaking of which, I just got back from the fabric store and bought oodles and caboodles of winter fabric so that I can make winter project bags for my stuff. I want to have different theme bags. That way, like, my winter stuff can stay in winter bags and it'll be easier to identify for the season. That's what I'm doing. I also bought me a new quilt pattern that I'm going to try and work on. It will not look like this. I'm going to do it to where it's a scrappy quilt. Now, this part, the actual white, will be white, but all the rest of it will be, it's using 13 different fabrics. So that's how scrappy looking it's going to be. But you can see pictures of this quilt on Instagram. I'm trying to find the hashtag. Snowflake Quilt is the name of it. I think on Instagram you can do hashtag winter quilt and you can see some different versions of this quilt. But I bought the pattern for it, and I went to the fabric store to get fabric to work on it. But I have to finish up a quilt for my cousin that I have got to get mailed back to her. It's almost there. It's just, it's taken me forever. I think it's taken me forever because it is her great-grandmother's, it's a tablecloth of her great-grandmother's. And there's pressure there, like not to mess it up. But I have added all the fabric. All the top is finished. I just have to put the layers together and quilt it and then send it back to her. Like, I already have it all. I have to do it. I got to stop procrastinating. Alright. That's enough of that. I think that's everything stitchy-wise. Yeah, and these tags that I'm releasing. Now, my aunt stitched this one for me. I didn't tell you that. So, thank you to my Aunt Linda for stitching that tag for me. But see, all these tags, except I think Linda stitched 3 or 4 of them. All the rest of them I have done. So I have been doing all of that stitching too. So, alright, now for the organizational part. Okay, going into 2022, I'm going to show you my DMC floss. I have done an Instagram post on this, but I'm thinking maybe some of you might not follow me or might not have seen it, or maybe you're new here and you want to see it, so I'm going to show you. This is my DMC floss. Now, this could be done for any kind of floss, but this is my DMC. Oh, crud. Sorry. I'm a DMC girl. I've still got all this to put up. I did not get this idea. I did not come up with this by myself. I seen somebody else do this, but I did revise the system some. So, okay, this is nothing but a file folder. And I measured on my cutter and I cut them off. And I went on the DMC website and I got a list of all of the floss colors. And I put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Duh, I could have just looked. 15. There's 15 on each. Like, this was an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. The 11 ways. So there's 15. And what I do is, I don't have any of those on there yet. I punch a hole under the number, and I put a safety pin, and then my floss, if I have it, goes on that tag underneath there. So, the reason I love it is, let's say I have a pattern and it calls for 669. 669, 669. 669, where are you at? There's actually not a 669. So see, I know that. There is a 666, and then it goes to 676. So see, I know at a glance if I do or do not have to floss. Now, I will say, this is only the floss that I have that is not in a kit. Obviously, because if it's in a kit, I consider me not having it, according to this box. Now, what I do, see, I have some, I used to store them on bobbins, but it makes the floss really kinky, and it gets really tangled, and it drives me nuts. So, I'm going to have to go through those and undo them. But let's say I have a new pattern I want to do. I kit it up. I see if I have the floss in here. If I do, it goes in the kit. If I don't, I have to get it when I go to the store. And if I use the last thing on here, I put it on my to-buy list, because from now on, I'm only buying floss when it's on sale. When I am finished with a kit, this is where the floss hangs that is left over from the skein on that project. Now, I am not buying expensive, fancy bobbins. Okay, I'm going to take one of these off so I can show you. So, ultimately what I do is, let's say that I have a kit, and I need to know if I have 636, floss 636. These are all in numerical order. It's floss 636. Okay, do I have 636 on here? No, if I don't have it on here available to use, then I'll check in here. I am working on a digital system that will keep up with this, and I won't even have to look here and look here. I can look at a glance and know exactly where it is. But for this system works, and it's not too much for me. I love it. What I do is I buy, this is just plain old bobbins. Okay, like this bobbins. 25 in a pack for $1.99 bobbin. Okay. This. So the original hole that comes in it is where I put my floss. Okay. Then I put a hole on the other side of it and a hole down at the bottom, because if I'm using a piece of floss and I didn't use it all, I thread it back in this bottom hole. This hole is where the ring goes. So see here? See? And here's, let's see, where's the one? No, I've done pretty good about using them all up. And then I write the number on it with permanent marker. I have not seen anybody do this with just these regular things. These are made out of that plastic. They are hard. They're not going to tear like the paper ones. So this is where I put them. And I have little tiny rings to hook them all together for a project when I stitch. So like for the autumn piece by the Cricut collection. That's how my floss is stored. See? I just used a paper clip, a baby pin, whatever you call it, to keep them together. Okay? So, and then all I do, if I need to put it back in my thing here, is I just wind it up, and it stays wound up. Drop. It's in there. Now, if I finish this kit, I would go disassemble the kit and put it back on here to use in another project. Does that make sense? Okay. So let me put this one back on. That is how I'm doing my floss. I'm working on the system within my Notion cross-stitch thing to where I can, at a glance, key in by search $5.40, and it'll tell me whether it's on here or if it's just in this new DMC box. So all of the ones that I have bobbinated, nothing's going to be on a bobbin like that anymore. I like them like this hanging, because all I have to do when I need a strand is stick my needle under and pull it up. I don't have to unwind anything. That's why I like this. So, and then all I do to keep them from getting tangled is I just twist them up and drop them in my box. Problem solved. That's how I do my DMC. It's not expensive. It's not fancy. But I love it. Okay. This is also portable. So, if I want to go anywhere on a retreat, all the DMC that I own is in here. If it's not in a kit. Okay. So, that is that. Next is things that I have fully kitted to stitch with, or if it is a WIP, is in this basket. It's a fancy laundry basket. I have not started all of these. Some of these are ones that I have got kitted up to start and never have started yet. Like this one, it's a brand new kit. Never stitched it. But I know that it is got fabric, it has floss, it has the instructions. I don't need anything to stitch. I can pick up. My husband is about following instructions, a typical man, so I could just say, grab me a project out of here, and I could stitch on whatever he brings me. So that's how I do that. Now for the fun part. This is patterns, charts, and bought at the store kits that have not been opened. Okay. There's all kinds of kits in here. Now, this is for my cross-stitch magazines. And then there's all these file folders. Ooh, I can't show you. It's a poor angle. So there is winter, Valentine's, spring, summer, 4th of July, Thanksgiving, Halloween, Christmas, everyday life, and animals. Separated in here. This is what's cool. So I'm getting out my whole Christmas folder. Whoops. I got my whole Christmas folder. This is every chart that I have that's not kitted up and me working on it for Christmas that I have in my system so far. Okay. But you see this right here? It is a page protector with the pattern in it. I put the name of the pattern here, and I put who the designer is. And I didn't come up with this. I seen it on Pinterest somewhere. But it works great for cross stitch. Because let's say that I'm thinking to myself, I really want to stitch the 12 Days of Santa's. Or 12 Days of Santa's Christmas pattern. Santa's 5 through 8. All I got to do is go to my Christmas file folder. And all I got to do is flip these down and look. That's not it. It's blurry. I'm sorry. There it is. Christmas Santa Days 5 through 8. Upside down. My bad. Do you see? It is protected. It is easy for me to find. And it goes right back in there. And then whenever I stitch it, I'll just put a check mark by it. Yes, it took me a little bit of time to do this. But as the saying goes, every minute spent planning saves an hour off your work. So I just did this watching TV a couple of afternoons. I went to Staples and got a big box of 100 thick, like I got the thick page protectors, and it was, I think, $17. And it was buy one box, get one 30% off, so I just went ahead and got the second box. But you could do this with any. I really like the heavyweight ones, though, from Staples because, see, they don't flop over. They stand up. Okay. So my charts are organized, my kits are organized, and my floss is organized. It's super quick. Now, I did a video post the other day, and I'm hoping maybe you guys have seen it, that I developed I created a page, and there's a glare, I'm sorry. This is on Notion. It's a free, Notion is a free program that you can use to make tables and lists and all this other stuff. Go watch the video. I'll link it up here. This is my cross-stitch database. So, I don't know why my computer's lagging. And I don't know why it's blurry. But I have got every project in here that's in the kits or in that box is listed right here. So I can turn on a filter and I can say, show me every Christmas pattern that I have got. And it will show me all Christmas things that I own. Whether I'm working on it, whether it's in my file folder, I can look and see. Or if I want to say, do I have 4th of July? I can turn the filter on and look at all of my 4th of July stuff. It's got a tiny thumbnail picture of every pattern. God, y'all, I'm so sorry for the glare. Right here at my fingertips, there's pictures of it. The name of it's there. I mean, everything. The year I got it, if I need to buy fabric for it, the size fabric that I need, the color that I need, it's all right here. I can find anything in a split second at my fingertips. It works with a tablet and it works on the laptop too. I'm working on a tutorial for that because I had 2 people that commented both wanted the tutorial done for it. So I'm working on a tutorial to show you how to make that. I know that seems like a lot, and it is a lot because I have a lot of stuff, but it is so worth it. I know exactly what I have. I don't have to go back and flip through to see pictures of stuff because it's all in the program. I know what I need fabric for. I know what I need floss for. It's perfect. Absolutely perfect. And what I'm fixing to do is put my floss in as well. And so I will have floss organized in the same way. So if I'm at the store and I'm like, oh, I got that pattern at home and it costs for $8.22. Did I have $8.22 at home? I'll be able to just check right quick. So I think that's all I got to show you. I hope that's helpful in some way. It may be overkill for some people, but that's all right. I love to organize. I love to plan. I love to do databases. I love it. So that's how I'm doing mine. What are you doing with yours? On the other video, I did the drawings already for the 2 Holly Jolly stocking drawings. And even though the video didn't upload, the winners to go back in the Holly Jolly stocking were Linda Hollingsworth and Belinda. So congratulations, Linda and Belinda. You're both going into the Holly Jolly stocking drawing. So believe it or not, it's almost here. The 24th, we will be doing all of those drawings and the giveaways. So, yeah, that's all I got to share with you today. You got me for a good bit of time today. I'm going to go in here and start on my winter piece and work on my Advent weight that I'm behind on and see where we go with it. So I will see you all back here tomorrow. Have a good evening. Bye.